Greetings and welcome back to Switched to Linux. Well, we're just going to go ahead and do a couple little updates to the Facebook experiment and just a couple little tiny things. It's been a very crazy week here. Well, crazy day here, I should say. So I'm not going to be on for too long, I don't think, but I did want to get an update out on the Facebook experiment. And let's see, the cat's having a bit of catnap. Yes, he doesn't like catnip, but he likes catnap. Yep, kitty, you like catnaps? He's like, yeah, leave me alone. I want to like, so he's like, oh, you're live? Maybe I'll come bother you now. I don't know. But anyway, we're just going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the Facebook experiment and just a few other little tiny odds and ends. Oh, see, here he comes. Come on. There you go, buddy. There you go. Hello, peoples. I'm awake now. So I did just upload the Copperhead video, which I think was recorded a week or two so ago. And so that's up there. However, I'm in the middle right now of attempting to compile Copperhead, and something's going goofy. They have locked out their Reddit forum today, and like their Reddit channel is locked out, and their bit block code for building part of the site is down. So you, as of right now, at least for the Pixel, you cannot build the Pixel phone. So despite saying, here's the software, you can go ahead and build it, here's all the build instructions, they're not working. So I'm curious to know if it's going to fix itself, going to resolve itself down the road. That's kind of the situation with the Copperhead. So I am running Copperhead. I'm going to keep running Copperhead for a bit. But I'm trying to put it on a Pixel for somebody, and just in the last week, they have went dark on their Reddit page, and they have their BitBlock account for the Chromium build, which is required to build the Pixel phone, doesn't work. So I can't compile the software that needs to be compiled. Kind of crazy. Next, my car seems to be in the shop again. It's probably about time I buy a new car. I think, what is it? It's May now. So far, every single month, every single month this year, the car has been in the shop for something. So if you know of any cheap cars in your area, let me know. I would be interested in possibly looking. Of course, if you're up there in Washington area, I'm probably not going out that far for a car, but particularly if you're not too far away from central Pennsylvania, you know of a car for sale, let me know. I'd be looking. I did provide a friend of mine a very good education on car dealerships today, because I walked over to do a couple car dealerships and just throw out some feelers, see what they have laying around. Of course, car dealerships try and take advantage of you. We saw the good cop, bad cop. We saw all this kind of stuff. Oh man, they tried every book in the playbook, or every play in the playbook, and they forgot I used to teach people how to do this stuff. And I'd still like to do that, you know? Can you imagine trying to screw me over in a deal? Yeah, it just doesn't work too well. It really doesn't. So I'm like, oh, this is my budget. And he's like, oh, and I actually saw his list. I saw his list as he's glancing down. There's things inside my budget. He kept on telling me things a little over my budget. And eventually, so he's like, oh, I'll sit down here. And it's like, well, what's your address? I'm like, you don't get that. You don't get my address. You don't get the privilege of my address until I'm serious about possibly doing business with you. Then you'll get whatever you need to conduct business. But they really wanted to sell me this Honda Accord. I don't know why. There must have been something wrong with it. But they really wanted to sell that Honda Accord, and I gave them a price range, and I found that, and I found a Saturn that was sort of in my price range. And frankly, Honda Accords aren't bad cars, but I'm not in love with one, you know. So what I did is I said, this is my budget, and he keeps on trying to sell me this thing, which is just over my budget. So I stood up and said, I settled my budget. See ya. And of course, oh man, you do that. And he's like, oh, no, sit down. And then the manager's coming over. Oh, hi. What can we do for you? And like, do all this kind of stuff. So I tell them, get me the information on this. And they want to cut back because they realize that okay, you're not going to screw me over on the price. Well, they want to knock $3,000 off this car right away. And I said, well, I don't make any decisions on the spur of the moment. So you're going to have to put it in writing for me. And I'll take it home and I'll consider it and I'll research the vehicle. And maybe I'll come back and do that. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll come back and do that. And so that's kind of what they did there. And of course they're like, well, we want to, you know, we'll look in this other car. Well, of course, while I'm out looking at this one that they really wanted to sell me, you know, get them in love with the car. Not happening with me. They're like, oh, the thing sold. So the other one sold, which was on a different lot. Well, I called the other lot in the way across town. And it's funny. It's funny because the I have somebody at my door to pick up some milk. I will be right back, folks. I'm going to put the kitty over here on the kitty cam, and I will be right back, folks. Greetings.
I was going to say, you don't know the Saturday Night Live skit. Hi, Sharp.
No, I don't. I'm live streaming right now. If you want to come say hi, I'm talking about my fun experience.
Oh.
Want to come say hi to people?
No, you're not doing it now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying hi to people.
You're not saying hi to people? Oh.
No, I'm not.
There's just 22 on. They can't see you. They're looking at the cat.
Oh, okay. So you had to take a break and say, I have to get to the door.
Yep.
Thank you. I will not.
Yep.
I will not interrupt you anymore.
Anything else? This is, I think, the same exact model she has. It's not perfect.
Okay.
I might have pictures and stuff on there. If there are, let me know. But I don't have a charger, so I can't charge it.
Okay, I'll charge it and then I can.
Well, it takes a very special adapter. You probably don't have one.
I had a phone like this.
Oh, you do?
I might have an old one.
Yeah, throw it on a charger and see what's on there.
All right, I will do that.
Okay.
And then I will let you know.
I should have had you for, you know, like, I should have had you come in with like a BB gun. Kind of swap that. We'll see. I have a good one. Oh boy. Oh, sorry about that. I tried to convince my friend to try to give my friend my BB gun to come and pretend to swap me, but she didn't want to do it. I don't know. Oh boy. Oh boy. Anyway, all right, folks. So anyway, where was I at? Oh yeah, so they come back in and they're like, oh, that one's sold. So I call the other dealer and they want me to come in, of course. They don't know I've already been talking to their sister company, but the car's still on the lot over there. It's like, yeah, they're a bunch of dental liars. So, how exciting. That's been my whole day so far. I managed somehow to squeeze in about an hour or two of work and post a video. So I'm coming over here so I don't want to have to think. I was going to do like an Ubuntu Mate video. I ain't thinking the rest of the night. And my apologies, guys. I'm probably not getting a Christian video up tomorrow either. I just don't know yet. I don't know. I had full intentions to record it today and all this. And then, of course, your whole day goes to hell in a handbasket. And, oh, well. So, let's see what's going on. Carbon Programmer, hello. And Endager, hello. 73 in Phoenix, nice. Heard the advertisers try to take advantage of people who are recovering from addictions. That's always been my allegation, but if there's been some actual articles about it, I would love it if you'd send those over to me. That'd be awesome to see. Good evening, Keegan the Tennessean. Getting some stuff ready to move. Same building, but ground level. There you go. Yeah, like my cousin moved one apartment over because the people that owned that one were going to offer to rent it to him for half the price he was paying. He tried to get, the halfway point with his current landlord, and they're like, nope, there's got to be this amount. This is what he's like, well, I have a very comparable apartment comparable apartment, one door over. So that's what they did. They moved one door over to save $600 a month. So Twitter sold data to Cambridge Analytica. That'd be interesting to see. Fascinating. Good to be here, Analog. Hello, Joe. How are you? Yesterday I threw up. Oh, man. I'm sorry, pizza. Did you eat too much pizza, man? Sorry, man. I hope you get better, dude. Heard advertisers try to take advantage of people who have mental problems. Is that true? Well, that's one of the cases that happened in the documentary Maxed Out. I would not put it past people. That's the problem, is we are in such a psychopathic world. All the big companies care about right now is profit. They don't care about people anymore. In fact, this has been an education walking into car dealers with a semi-serious possibility of looking for the potential of getting a car. Because I haven't bought a car. I think 2009 was the last time I bought a car. And, you know, it was a much smaller place where everyone's carrying, so don't rip someone off. But it's like the first dealership I went to, I didn't get the sense the guy was lying. The second dealership, oh, those guys were so slimy. I am never going to any of their businesses again. But yeah, I would not put it past people. Watching there, car dealerships equals Microsoft Windows 10. Yep. Dad came up with a fake price from another dealership that was super low. He said if they didn't go lower than our price, he'd buy the car. Yep. That's the thing, is if you got the negotiation tactics, you'll walk out winning, you know. Traded 73 degrees for 59 in Montreal. You guys might actually want to trade. Y'all in Phoenix would be like, we might take some colder weather. That'd be fun. Oh, no, kitty. I'm sorry. I forgot to push it over. I think when I went to get the door. My friend had a meeting in town, and I'm halfway in between her house and town, and had to store some milk in there for a while. 82 in Central Florida. Lisa theming. Look at the life of Tom. That's right. I love Ubuntu Mate. Only problem is Discord is broken. Dealership is like Windows 10, yeah. According to Alternative 2, the sold data. The recreational drug companies and the adult entertainment industry seem to care more about making money than the age of their consumers. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Got food poisoning from frozen chicken. Oh. I got food poisoning from chicken wings once, and I did not eat chicken wings for several years. Man, that was a horrible several years. What was that, 4 years? I think it was like 4 years I didn't eat chicken wings. All through my college years. I got food poisoning from chicken wings in my senior year in high school, and I didn't eat chicken wings again until my senior year in college. I'm telling you, wow. How does a college student go through college 3 years without chicken wings? People, can you explain this to me? I don't understand. Hello, Matthew Keller. Cool dude. Greetings. I tried to pull that thing with my mom and didn't go well with her. Saw some scary and sad statistics from Psychology Today stating that the age in which people first see mature content is going down. Absolutely. Frederico, love your videos, Tom. Thank you, man. This is going to be a very different video today. I'm sorry, but yeah, the age people are seeing mature content is drastically dropping, and a lot of it is, you know, when I was a kid, to see adult content was a chore. Now it's pops up on your television shows in between commercials. Teens are becoming more addicted. Yes. And actually, Carbon Programmer, there is a sermon series. I'm not sure if you're into the Gotti type stuff, but if you happen to be, there is a sermon series from Erwin Lutzer. I believe it was either Why Good People Do Bad Things, or it was I forget what the other one was. It was one of those two, where he talked about, and this was a sermon going back 15, 20 years ago. He talks about how the agenda of particularly the homosexual movement, the agenda of them was to get kids addicted to sex at an earlier and earlier age, because it produced the consumers that they would need to twist their minds into the types of views that they would want. All above board. It was actually all talked about and written about in detail by Tammy Bruce from Now Magazine. It was all published in a pro-homosexual, pro-lesbian magazine. I'm not speaking out of turn on that. It's fascinating stuff, and to read the things that she has written about the general movement and the politics. The general movement and the politics in that world are just as bad as the politics in the world everywhere. In fact, it's the politics that make most of that lifestyle look as bad as it is in a lot of ways. I'm diverging down a path I don't really want to go down to, though, so we're gonna stop. It was a totally great show last night with Total OS. Awesome. Yeah, we've been getting on to doing more of those. For Copperhead, can you not build it for Pixel 2? Well, as of right now, I'm not sure if you can build it for anything, because one of the essential components that has to be there to rsync the database is the BitBlock Chromium repository that they control, and that is offline right now. So anytime you try and do an rsync right now, it fails. it fails with a fatal error. And so you don't end up getting any of the files that you need to build. So you cannot build, at least with Pixel, and I'm assuming that that package is used for all of them. Matthew, love your videos as well. Thank you. Appreciate it. Person who gave this information to me was a lady named Shelby Lovin, who exposes the industry. Cool. I hate memes. They make no sense. Back in the days, if you wanted to see any adult films, you had to wait until like 9 or 10 p.m. with ratings and warnings. Even then, it wasn't too easy to spot them. Of course, my mother's husband, when I was, I think I had just turned 17, maybe. My mother's husband decided to get me a porno flick. Great guy. Showed how corrupt the industry is. Corruption is everywhere. Yes. Yeah, wow, even got hot up in central Canada, too. That's crazy. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the Facebook stuff, and then we're going to chat until I run out of comments to chat about, and then I'm going to wrap this up because I have some other things I want to do as well. All right. So, I've gotten to an interesting stopping point in part of the Facebook experiment, and so I want to talk about what I've seen so far. It does turn out that the random name that I've selected, which actually simply came out of my mouth one day with scammer calls, I wrote it down, and every time a scammer calls me, if I am not a budget far, and that's going to get me in trouble because of that whole ban of poo thing. But if I do not pick up the phone as a budget far and talk to them in a fake Indian accent, then I pick up the phone as Michael Johnson, who is an elderly guy and a booze lover. So I just kind of ran with that name because I had what I thought was a unique spelling. It turns out that that name is actually corresponds to a real person. And I had a friend of mine independently look this up so that I didn't get biased in anything I'm doing. That person is in the very same city that I keep on getting things from. So there's definitely some form of shadow profile or something that is connecting this person, who apparently is a real person, with the actual city. And I've given the person a birth date, I've given them an email address and all this kind of stuff. I randomly selected a few friends with a coin toss, and then I removed the Google account from the phone. And so what I'm doing now is I was going to go through 10 days. I'm going to cut that down, and probably tomorrow I'm going to start exposing it to conversations. Basically, it's gotten so boring and monotonous because I'm seeing the exact things over and over and over. I'm seeing Fox 13 Memphis news stories. So stories from Fox 13 News. I'm seeing constant promotions from the rapper or hip-hopper, rapper, whatever, Waka Flocka Flame. And everything else is food-related. The Desert Lounge, the Snappy's Grocers, let's see, there's the 901 Grill, there's Cajun Catfish Company, Sweet Peas, Southern Cooking. I've seen 3 things for real estate, but those died out in the first day. But everything else has been very consistent. Waka Flocka Flame, food and grill type stuff, and Fox 13 news articles. That's how it's been exactly consistently. So I have no problem slowing down and moving right on into the next phase. So when it came to today, I wasn't even able to get through. I was going to get through 8 stories. I wasn't even able to get anywhere. I get to the bottom, hit the little thing to go down even further, and it locks out. It's like you need to add more friends to see more things in your feed. I'm like, well, what's that about? So I did go up and I randomly added some friends into the list. And then I was still not able to see any more stories. So I'm going to try a couple more times tonight to see more stories, to see what happens. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to start exposing it to noise and see what happens. One of the things that was on my list to talk about was cars. I'm going to be taking that out because I have been absolved in cars today. That is now considered a biased topic, so I'm throwing that off. And so I'm going to be starting to expose it to specific keywords that I'm going to be looking for and seeing if that has any impact. Now, initially I thought, is this possibly a problem with I've consumed all of the data. But according to the data profile on the phone, I have not consumed all the data. I've only used 200 megabytes out of the 500 available. And so unless there was a ton of megabyte usage setting the whole thing up, that's not the issue. If I can't get any more feed going on, I might have to connect it to some form of internet, in which case I'll see if I can attach it to some type of Tor proxy or something. I have no idea if I will be able to do that or not, but I might end up just having to take it to like someplace with, you know, with like a publicly open Wi-Fi, if I can get a vehicle to get there. But anyway, that's kind of the case. So I'm kind of stuck there. So this was day 6, and I'm probably going to start tomorrow in on exposing it to the conversations and seeing if that has any impact now, because I'd say that everything that we have now is completely consistent. That's kind of my take on that. All right. So let me know if there's any questions in that. We're going to go ahead and chat until I run out of comments to chat about, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this guy up. And I'm going to release this part here as a more concise video as well. That part there. All right, what do I think about Facebook's new dating app? Do you think it's a scandal all over again? God, I don't know. If it has the words Facebook in it, it's probably some type of scam. I would avoid it. Where's your magazine? Oh, what? Pizza, we're going to get you some magazines, man. Try to tell my classmates about it, and some listen and some laugh. Yep. Greetings, Timo. How's it going there? Great talking with you and Toss last night. Awesome. Yes, Tim. Greetings. Watch a couple good Linux documentaries on YouTube today. The Story, Code of Linux. I've seen that one. Revolution OS. I don't think I've seen that one. I did watch The Code, The Story of Linux, though. Next generation of teens will have a big mess to fix. Yeah, they're going to have to start with fixing their own big mess first. The other kitty's here. Uh-oh, the kitty, the kitty, the kitty. The kitty! There we go. The kitty, Blitz Leopard. Hello, Blitz Leopard. How are you? Who's the kitty, pretty kitty? Alright, there we are. Alright. Sadly, the companies are succeeding. Yeah, unfortunately, I think they are. We have a southern barbecue place called Sweet Peas. Oh, you know what? You know, you near Memphis. Because that seems to be where everything is that I'm getting. Massive data collection, over-sexualization, rising debt. Yeah, that's the thing. It's crazy. It is crazy how bad we are getting. Crazy how bad we are getting. Current generation already has a mess. History is repeating itself. Indeed it is. All right, video topic, guys. What do you think? Should I do a video topic on this? I kind of want to refute some of the things that Brian Lunduke said in his joint message with Matt Hartley today about video producing in Linux, because I think he way overdid the system requirements. I've been running these streams pretty good quality since I started. Now the quality's a little bit better right now. I don't think that has as much to do with the computer as it has to do with I shored some things up and made some adjustments, but I'm not running nearly the system requirements he is, and I'm streaming right now at 1080p. Should I do a video refute on that? What do you guys think? I mean, I love the things they were talking about, a lot of it. It's great. Get people to use those, but I really disagreed with their system requirements. You don't need an i7 to come close to possibly doing 1080p, and you can do... this is an AMD card, people. You can do it without NVIDIA. In fact, this is the cheapest AMD card I could possibly buy from Best Buy. That's what I'm streaming mine on. What do you guys think? Should I refute that a little bit? Politely. Firefox 60 will introduce local ad insertions and downloads various ads and selects based on saved bookmarks. What? Oh, God. Firefox, what are you doing? Tom, what's your take on the MS restoring CD thing? I think MS... Okay, yeah, okay, let's talk about that in a minute. Let's go ahead and talk about that now. Why not? All right, so I first reported on that as part of the news, and I think there were some things that I didn't know that were a little bit deeper. If I had just gone in and... Look out, kitty. Okay, if I came down here and I grabbed one of these little CDRs, and I just went ahead and put that thing on there, and with some magic mark or something, I just wrote, you know, Windows... 7 disk Dell Inspiron 7910 installation, and I said 25 cents, no big deal. It turned out that where the guy made a really big deal is he was literally counterfeiting. So he ended up getting CDs that have kind of the blank or the printable cover, and he was exactly duplicating everything. So he would take those CDs, print the CDs, scan this in, and print on the cover with Dell's logo, with Microsoft's logo, and make a counterfeit CD. Because he did the counterfeit CD, yes, he did deserve some punishment because he did wrong. But I think that Microsoft sent him to prison under completely false pretense. They should have said, this is a counterfeit CD, this is his CD, this is our CD, you can see it's the problem. If they said, though, this was free software, if he just took a basic blank CD like this and wrote what it was on here and said, hey, it's 25 cents because that's the cost of the disc, but here it's providing it kind of as a service, there would not have been a problem with that. That would have not been in the gray area at all. So because he counterfeited it, he walked off the plank into the den of sharks himself. That's kind of the thought. Moral of the story is, if you're trying to help people with that kind of stuff, don't try and counterfeit the product. Just make the copy of it, throw it on a CD, and say, hey, it's kind of the same thing, only you don't have to buy it from them for 25 bucks, whatever. Whatever it is. I don't think he would have gotten in that type of trouble. The place he got into trouble is because he counterfeited the CDs. I'm on the complete opposite side of the state from Memphis. Okay, maybe it's a chain, or who knows. Rarely even boot the hard drive on Windows. Yep. I want to be in a podcast. You want to be in a podcast? Make a podcast, man. Barbecue places everywhere. Yeah, we had the cigarette epidemic in 1900s, early 2000s. We have another epidemic. How long will the current epidemic last? Until we blow ourselves up. Carry a Puppy Linux USB with me to school. Nice. Very cool. Any recommendations for live USB distros on EFI? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. Tails, that's what it's designed for. So if you're looking for a good distro to have, Tails is good. Wouldn't mind that. I'm watching you in 1080p, very clear and crisp. So yes, I'd rebuke them a bit, as your PC specs, from what I recall, are plenty decent. Now, and here's the thing, is that right now I'm on a Ryzen PC. This thing's probably, I would put it up and above an i7. But I refute the fact that he's very clearly said, you can't do this with AMD. You can only do this. I think the problem is they use crappy distros. Frankly. The reason I use Linux Mint, it works. It works well. You know, I don't think I've ever had OBS crash on Linux Mint Cinnamon. I've had it crash on Mate. I've had it crash on a few other things. I've never had it crash on Linux Mint Cinnamon. But now, obviously, the better specs you have, I wouldn't. I mean, in fact, you know what? I can even refute it even more. Dude, I was still doing some 1080p live streaming with the i5 laptop, which has integrated graphics. You can do it. You just have to know how to set things up. Now, it did get problematic with running multiple camera feeds at times. There were a few places it did, but there were also a few places it did fine. So I think a lot of it's just that. Hello, Stevie Winkler. Greetings. Massive data collection epidemic seems to have no end in sight. I'm the cat and I use puppy. So do I. Yeah, Kitty uses puppy Linux on his computer too. He uses puppy. Yeah, don't you? You use puppy Linux. Because nobody made a kitty Linux. Gotta go? No, you don't. Alright. See you later. Welcome back. MS has a hologram watermarks and other identifying ones. I don't think they do on the Restore CDs, from what I recall, Dell branded ones. I don't know. I have some of those Dell branded ones. Should I find them? Let me know. Should I go digging through the closet? I think I know where they are. My opinion, Microsoft would have smacked him anyways. Maybe. Oh, a Life in Linux podcast. Well, Pizza, have your parents watch one and ask them if you can go on. Ask up front. Get on if you can go online with them in the room. You could ask. You know, but the thing is that yeah, your parents are though always you got to listen to them. They know what's best for you. They love you the most. They care for you the most. And it is a dangerous world getting in line with people on the internet. You got to respect them for that. And you got to thank your parents for taking a proactive role in your life, because that's why we have all of these whiny morons running around who think the whole world's about them because they didn't have parents that set boundaries for them. So thank your parents. But ask. Obviously, retail's box versions do. Maybe Brian wants us to buy new computers. Or Pogo Linux wants us to buy new computers. I don't know. I don't smoke at all. I'm so glad that I don't. Yes, well, that's good for you, man. Yeah. I was referring to MS OEM Windows disks that have... Okay, here's the thing, Joe. He did not make OEM Windows disks. Those require what he was. Let me go find what he was making, because I think I have some. There, kitty. Sit right there. Do. Okay. All right. In my old compact bag of discs. Kitty, leave my camera alone. I have some in here. It's just a question of where are they. No. No, that's microphones. They are in here somewhere. It's just hundreds and hundreds of things in these. Okay. Well, that's a repair disc from a Lenovo, but that's one of the ones I had to burn. There you are. This is what he was making. Of course, mine's not even open yet because I never needed to. All right, so this is what he was making. Duplicates of these, which is its drivers and utilities that are already installed in the computer. It's for reinstalling everything on this particular computer. This is a Dell 7010. Drivers, diagnostics, and also he was doing the ones that had the operating system as well. So this is what he was making. The problem is he was making them exactly with this design. He was doing everything exactly the same. It had Dell's logo. It had Microsoft's logo. It had all of the stuff on there that that they had. And that's where he ran into the problem, is that he was counterfeiting those specific CDs. Oh, boy. And Joe, have a great week. Hopefully we can call with him this weekend. All right, man. We'll see you, Tim. Joe, yes, but I don't think he was copying them as far as I know. So there's still no use without a license. Yeah, you had to have a license. The problem is, though, like I said, he was counterfeiting them. Dual booted into KDE, Neon, and Windows 10 until I finally go all the way Linux. For a YouTube client for Linux. My dad would say use it, not my mom. Keegan Trout and I approve this live stream. There you go. I'll do it at my dad's house. He controls my internet stuff. All right. Watching Switch while I painfully update my wife's Asus with Windows 10. Oh, I'm so... Just very quietly uninstall it and install Makulu Linux and theme it up to look just like Windows 10. You can do it. You can do it. By the way, do they need Kitty Linux? It would be awesome. Yeah. Meow. Bay Tyler, there's a Linux distro of everything. Rebecca Black OS is real. Wow. So is Hannah Montana and Justin Bieber. Yes, someone needs to come up with a brand new version of Justin Bieber's Linux. We need to call it Bionic Bieber. Brian the Computer Geek, thank you, Tom, for talking about parents. I will make sure to play your video for my son so he can hear it. There you go. Absolutely. Well, I mean, you can't see it over there, but I have awards for mentoring too. So, I mean, I've been used to it. I've been mentoring kids since some of you guys haven't been born. You sound so squeaky. Are you a squeaky kitty? Are you a squeaky kitty? Ubuntu Satanic Edition. Yeah, except the Ubuntu Satanic Edition. It's not really a Linux edition as much as it is. It's just an Ubuntu theme. I had it on my computer once. Set boundaries with my son makes a big difference. Yep. It's the essentials. Microsoft and Apple wants to make sure we be suing them with the gall of mega corporations. Did he live in a van down by the river? GitHub got hacked today. Got an email for it. They handled it well. They didn't try to hide it like Yahoo, and they forced you to change your password to use your account. There you go. Big disgrace. It's something illegal, I understand, but good Lord, chill. It's 25%. Oh, 25 cents, yeah. This reloads one of the most popular services. 110% legal. All right. Watching STL while writing an article for my blog. Very good. Switch to Kitty. Everyone watches Time for the Kitty now. Yep. 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 All right, guys. You guys let me know what types of things should I put into a supporters like a support website. Let me tell you the list I have right now. All right. So as of right now, on the support site that I am building, I do already a weekly, like a bi-weekly supporters update. I do take the live streams that have been, the live streams that have played, the unedited ones, after I take them down off of public view. I do post them up for the supporters. I'm going to be doing book giveaways, recipe giveaways, my entire recipe database will be up there. And advance notice of the sales in the shop store. That's about the best I can do, unfortunately. A raw data on any experiments, like the Facebook experiments. I'm looking at possibly a forum, maybe some other communications, maybe like a Discord server if I want. I don't know. Early access podcasts, if I can figure out a way to do that. Let's see. Discord, let's see. Name mentioned in credits for higher level supporters. And The ability to suggest videos and articles. Since I get so many suggestions, I take it serious from the people who are actual supporters. I want to do some polls and do some advanced tutorials. What other types of supporter things could we do inside of a site? I'm looking for various interesting ideas. We need more men like you. These kids today, some of them do not have a chance without succeeding without people. Yes, well, you know, I mean, thank you, but it's really not me. It's the work I've done just getting close to God and learning how to do that kind of stuff and just learning how to be a responsible person. I mean, I came from a really bad background and I had to learn how to not blame my upbringing for the consequences of my life. Let's just let whatever happened be as it happens and move on. Just move on. Some light mentoring with youth at our church. It's always very rewarding. Kids now happy, meaningful relationships, and doing good. Awesome. Very good. Google Analytics, but added a warning to my site to use something like Ghostly. I want to see how many people view my site. Hey, Pizza. I don't remember the name of it, but there is a open source analytics service that you host on your own site, by the way. It exists. It might need an online database, most likely does, but it exists. I can look it up. I've been thinking about putting that on some of my own sites to get off of analytics as much as I can. Windows 10 is too invasive, but I can't use as many programs. Yeah. Also added a Buy Me Coffee button, dark theme, which made by Sad Error. Some apps for iOS. Very good, very good. Cool, love to cook. Yes. Yeah, I do have, Steve, I do have a cooking channel. I only have like 8 videos on there right now, I think. But I got to get a few other things wrapped up, and then I'm going to be ramping up production on that again, I hope. Working with, experimenting with some different formats soon as well. So things like that. PizzaLovingNerd.github.io. There you go. First attempted hacks on March 1st and 2nd, but not today. Yep. Linux Daily, hello there. I can still see someone would not be set up for success per se. Broken homes are an ultimate high. Yep, and it's getting worse. It's getting a lot worse. Church is stepping up and doing mentoring of young men and girls. Yep, a topic for a different day. The experiment now. All right. Well, I think I've reached the bottom of the comments. I'm going to hop off here so I can take care of some other things. I'm going to go back and eventually edit out the first part so I can just do a brief update to the Facebook thing. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's see. Seeking good open source music player for Android. VLC comes to mind. That's one that I generally use. If you're doing your own streaming type stuff, Nextcloud is an option. So if you actually do Nextcloud, Nextcloud will allow you to stream directly. So you could actually, if you have your stuff in Nextcloud online, you can keep it in the cloud or you can download it to your phone. So if it's downloaded to your phone, it's not going to take any bandwidth. And inside of the Nextcloud app, you can actually come in here and stream there as well. So there's streaming on Nextcloud. So that'll do music as well. It's probably not as well polished as some of the other ones. I've used VLC. Is not a bad one. The problem with VLC, if I remember, I can't remember if it's on F-Droid or not. But check out F-Droid, see if there's some other ones there. What is the best desktop environment? Well, I think that really depends on your what your individual desires are. I absolutely love my Cinnamon, so here's my desktop. I like Cinnamon because it has a Windows feel. I have down here, I have my my minimize all windows button, just like Windows has in the bottom corner. Just throw the mouse down there, click the button, and boom. I have my system tray, just like Windows, my task manager, my quick launch buttons. I hate pinning things to the taskbar, so I use those as quick launch buttons. I have my menu. This is the environment I work best in, so that's why I like Cinnamon. I have KDE running over here today. So this is a KDE computer, which KDE has any balance of really good and modern and really kind of old. Sorry, you can't really see it well from there. Let me see if I can get that camera closer. There we are. There's KDE. I love this desktop because I have, I do have this also set up a little bit like Windows, but I also have a lot of widgets over here. I can see my calendar, my dates, my quick applications over here. I have a little photos scrolling down here on the bottom. Just a beautiful, beautiful skeuomorphic desktop with a variety of different types of menus and things. This is just an absolutely awesome system. So there's that. If you want something more like a Mac, then Pantheon from the Elementary team or Budgie is not bad. GNOME. So there's a lot of options out there. My favorite is Cinnamon for most of my production stuff, so that's kind of my take on that. But it kind of depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Hit the caps button. Ah! Can't type tonight. Uh-oh. VLC is when you go into F-Droid settings and enable F-Droid archive repository. Okay. You seen the latest post on Linux Mint blog? I have not. Watching you made the update go faster. It's actually done. I didn't think I was talking that long. Loving Peppermint. Yeah, Peppermint's awesome. Yeah, Peppermint is Peppermint LXD or is Peppermint XFCE? I can't remember. I think it behaves a lot like XFCE. That's why I like it. But I use KDE. Yeah, KDE's good. I like KDE. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. So thanks for coming along. Let's go ahead and feed up this kitty cat. Oh, kitty, kitty. Yeah, you want to come up? Want to come up, kitty? You know what time it is? It's feeding time. Feed my kitty stein. I think I am out of... All right. Yep, we're just going to feed them all these because we're about out. Up, this way. There you go. And let's go for this camera over here. Side views. Right here. Right here. Right here. Oh, one more. Whoa! Oh, you got it? Somebody will find it. One of you guys will find it. Oh, the other cat's down there. She found it. Whoa! My camera's getting all goofy. All right. All right, folks. Well, thanks for coming along. Have yourselves an interesting evening. And, yeah, if you hear of a car in the central Pennsylvania area, let me know. I might be looking. We'll talk to you later, guys. Have a good one.